As some of you know, May is Ehlers Danlos Syndrome Awareness Month. This is our one time a year when those of us with EDS have a chance to really come together to let people know that EDS exists, what EDS is, and to encourage scientists and physicians to dedicate more time and funding to EDS research. We are referred to as zebras because of the medical field saying, when you hear hoofbeats, think horses, not zebras. We are the zebras, and many physicians forget that just because it's rare, it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. This makes getting an accurate diagnosis very difficult. During the rest of the year, day in and day out, we zebras do our best to live normal lives. Most of the time, our illness is invisible, except when we have injuries or are wearing or bracing to keep our joints in place. We do our best not to let Ehlers Danlos Syndrome steal our lives, despite the fact that for many of us, it forcibly takes parts of our lives that we loved. In order to achieve this, we put on masks. We don't want to be the constant bummer in our friends' and family's lives. For this reason, we are rarely honest with those around us about how we truly feel and what is really happening to us. Well, for the next month, I am going to pledge to try to be as honest as possible with people. It goes against every part of my being, but I feel it is important. I can't expect others to understand what is going on inside me or why it is important to bring awareness to Ehlers Danlos Syndrome if I am not honest with those around me. This is not something I do out of self-pity, nor do I want yours. This is something I do to aid in my fight against Ehlers Danlos Syndrome, to help me fight like a zebra. I guess I will start by giving you a rundown of what a day in the life of a zebra might look like. I wake up, often feeling more tired than I did when I went to bed. I lay there for a minute, mentally assessing where all my joints are. During the night, many of my joints dislocate or sublux, which is a partial dislocation. I do a bunch of wiggling to get my hips back in place because they never stay where they're supposed to throughout the night. And I proceed to try to get my neck, shoulders, fingers, and back where they're supposed to be. Sometimes I'm successful, oftentimes I'm not. Many people ask me if dislocations and subluxations hurt because I'm so hypermobile. The answer is yes, most definitely yes. When my joints slip out, they hit all the same nerves and muscles and all the other stuff that's there that they would if yours slipped out. The biggest difference is I'm used to it. I'm finally ready to get out of bed I'm finally ready to get out of bed. I get out of bed very slowly while paying close attention to what my body is telling me. If I stand up too fast, I run the risk of passing out thanks to a secondary condition of Ehlers-Danlos syndrome called postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, or POTS for short. Basically, my autonomic nervous system that is supposed to be, you guessed it, automatic, goes haywire. Instead of raising my blood pressure to get the blood to my brain, it dramatically lowers it and causes my heart to race. This is something I have to be aware of at all times. Oftentimes, like it has been for the case of the last, dang it, I was doing so good.